Hi. So if you are unsure about the process of getting a driving license in UK, you should watch this video. So in this video today, I will explain you the process of how to get your driving license in UK, how to apply for that, and I will also let you know how you can drive in UK legally without applying or without getting a UK driving license. So there are two ways to get your driving license in UK. The first one is convert or exchange your driving license. So depend करता है आप किस country से you are migrating to UK. So if you are migrating, depends either from US, South Africa, Canada, India. So if that particular country from where you're migrating, they have issued a driving license and that is recognized in UK, all you need to do is you have to apply to convert it. Other way is the standard procedure. So let's suppose you've never held a driving license, or you are coming from a country where you held a driving license, but then it's not recognized in UK. So what you will do is you will take the route of standard process. So you will have to apply for a provisional driving license, sit up a theory test, and then pass the practical test. I'll tell you one thing, if in case you are traveling from India, so you are traveling or you're moving from India to UK, you're settling there. For the first 1 year, you are allowed to drive in UK on your Indian driving license, subject to terms and conditions. जो आप DVLA की वेबसाइट पे जाके चेक करेंगे. DVLA की वेबसाइट का लिंक मैं डिस्क्रिप्शन बॉक्स में शेयर. So the initial 12 months you can drive on your Indian driving license. So the first step in getting your UK driving license is going to be applying for your provisional driving license. In order to get your provisional driving license, what you need to do is you will have to go to a DVLA website. The link for that I will leave in the description box. So you will have to go to that website and you'll have to fill in the details and request a hard copy form. So basically you will request that and you will get it posted out to your address. Okay, now when you will apply for the provisional license, they'll send you a hard copy and you'll have to have some documents ready because you'll have to submit that when you're applying for your provisional license. So that can be either your passport or you can submit your BRP card and last 3 years address history where you have been living. And you will also need to mention your national insurance number. So when I applied for my provisional driving license, I paid £35. So these are the informations and documents you need. As I said, passport, BRP, and then your last 3 years history of where you've been living in UK, and then your national insurance number. So once you've submitted this, it took me 3 weeks. The third week I received my provisional driving license, and now once you get your provisional driving license, then you can go ahead and book your theory test. In order to get your driving license, in order to move to the next step, it is mandatory for you to pass your theory test. The theory test is made up of 2 parts. So one is a multiple choice question. The second part is a hazard perception test. Talking about the first part, the multiple choice questions. So you get 50 questions, and in order to pass that section, you have to answer 43 questions correctly, and that is the minimum requirement. And the second part is going to be a hazard perception. So in hazard perception test, there's going to be 14 video clips test in which they will be showcasing everyday road scenarios, and there will be at least one developing hazard in each of the clip, and at least one clip will contain two of the developing hazards. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to spot, so you'll have to click it as soon as you see that the hazard is getting developed, so you get marks accordingly. So for every clip there is maximum 5 marks, and one of the clips which I mentioned is going to have two developing hazard. That clip is going to be of 10 marks. The total passing marks for this section is going to be 44 points. That's what you need to score. Once you get your 43 points in the theory, 44 in the hazard perception, you will be able to pass your theory test. Few things about your theory test, just to give you a quick guide. Once you get your theory test booked in, what you need to do is you have to prepare the theory test. What I did is there are quite a lot of apps available on your mobile, so I downloaded those apps and I used to every day religiously. I used to spend time at the gov.uk website, the link of which I will be mentioning in the description box. It also contains the theory test preparing material, so it's a very good idea before you start going on these apps and start going through these question and answer. It's a good idea to just go through that theory test preparatory material at least once. Just take a glance, just read it so that you can understand how or what this test is about, what questions are going to be there. Once you've booked the test and you've done your preparation, go to the test center with your appointment letter and your provisional driving license. Don't forget to take that. Once you go there, you will get to sit in the test. So you score 44 marks in your hazard perception minimum and 43 in your theories. Obviously you can score more, I'm just talking about the bare minimum. So once you score those, you come out and the result you get at the center instantly. So then and there you'll get to know that if you've passed or you've not. So once you get your test result, you can come out and that's when you start preparing for your practical test. So now when you've passed your theory test, this is the time when you'll start preparing for your practical test. But before I go on about telling you the preparation of practical test, let me tell you, the theory test which you will pass will be valid for only 2 years. So on the date which you've passed your theory test and you've got the test results, from that day up until 2 years it will be valid, and within this time you can apply and get your practical driving test. If this date if within these 2 years you're not able to do that, then you'll have to sit up in the theory test again. Okay, so coming to your practical test, what you need to do is, so it will depend on whether you are new to your driving, although it will depend on person to person. But if you've never driven a car before, even in your home country, it might take you between 40 to 60 lessons. It can definitely take you less time as well. It just depends on person to person. I'm just telling you as per my experience and what I think, how much time or lessons you might need. If you've already driven a car in your home countries and you're very well aware of how to drive a car, depending on where the test is happening. So for example, I'll let you know, so I had a driving license in India, and I think I've been driving the car since the time I was eligible to drive a car. So before I moved to UK, it was like roughly about 10 years. I was driving the car. So when I have to drive a car in England, I experienced it to be easier than when I had to drive in Scotland because of the hilly area and the snow and the weather. So it will depend on where you're living as well. But still, I think some people just take 10 classes and they've passed, the people I know, and some it takes 20 to 30 classes. So that's that. Now you'll have to take these classes, and then you have to go for the test. Now going for the test, the driving instructor which you've hired can come with you, and they allow you to take their car, so you can take their car for the driving test, and you can take up the test on that. Or you can also hire a car. So there's a dual control car you can hire. For example, there's another Clark, so you can call them, and for your test day and time you can book that, and you can take that car to the driving center in order to give you a test. Now the practical test, that is basically a 40-minute drive. In that 40-minute drive, there are 15 minor mistakes which you are allowed to do, no major mistakes. So once you do a major mistake, you fail the test. But keep in mind, you are allowed to do the 15 minor mistakes, but no major mistakes. Apart from these minor and major mistakes, there is show me, tell me questions that they ask. So now for those who've had their professional driving license and they've taken their classes, they've passed their theory test, and they are ready to sit in their practical test, what's happening is we're not getting the dates, or we're not getting the center. I'll let you know how you can get your own test center, and also not to wait like 6-8 months. So there are these apps which are going to charge you some money. So it can be £10. One app was asking for £11, one was there for £18. What they do is you can pay this amount, you can subscribe for the application, and be aware before you're downloading any application, go through the review and check if it's not false or fraud. It has to be a genuine application. My application, the one I used, I'll share the details of that in the description box. Okay, so what you can do is you can make a payment on these applications, and my app allowed me to get notification from 3 test centers which are of my choice. So I took 3 test centers which were nearby my house, and what happens is, if in case there is any cancellation happening at these test centers, so within 4-5 days, within a month or so, what happens, you instantly I used to get a notification. Clicking on that notification was a very easy way. It takes you to the website, main DVLA website, where you book and change your practical test dates. If you want to do that, you can do it, and you'll be able to get an early date for your practical tests. So all those who are applying, who are going to be sitting in their theory test, who are going to be taking their practical test, all the very best to you guys. I hope you were able to pass your both theory and practical test in the first attempt. Now for the theory test, I know it is very much possible. I passed my theory test in the first attempt, but the practical test, they're really tough. If you have any particular questions, please let me know. I'll be able to answer those, and if it requires a lengthy answer, I'll be making a quick video, and then I'll be able to share it with you guys. So that was the information I wanted to share with you guys, just to give you background context of the process of applying for the driving license in UK. If I have missed any information which you might need, please mention it in the comment box. I'll be more than happy to reply on that. Don't forget to hit the like button and share my videos. I request you, please subscribe my channel, and thank you so much for watching my videos. Take care of yourself and have a good time. Bye bye.